Hey, what's up, everyone? Today I'll be sharing some Nintendo news, specifically a rumor about a Nintendo Direct possibly happening next month in July. Um, this rumor was heard from the Nintendo podcast by well-known Nintendo YouTuber Beat 'em Ups. There's a couple of announcements here. I wouldn't call them major, but there are definitely some interesting games that will be announced in the direct if it does come through. All right. First announcement was Metaphor Refantasio will be dropping onto the Nintendo Switch 2. Metaphor is done by the Atlas people, the ones behind Persona and Shin Megami Tensei. Um, to be honest, this is a good announcement. Like, it's a good get. It's a really well done game. That's just based off the little I've played so far on Xbox. I was probably expecting something different. I know that Xbox recently announced the Persona 4 remake, or is it remaster? So I was actually expecting that to drop on Nintendo first, but Metaphor is better, I guess, since that game is high quality. Um, Next announcement is from Kojima Productions. Death Stranding Director's Cut S will be also coming to Nintendo Switch 2. Not sure why the S is at the end of Director's Cut. It could stand for Switch, I guess. The title does sound something that Kojima would do, having Director's Cut in the actual title of the game. Not too bothered about this announcement. If I wanted to play it, I could have played it a long time ago. Doesn't seem like the type of game that I personally would play. But it's always great to have games that would normally not be on Nintendo platforms actually come onto a Nintendo platform, so you can actually expand the audience. Because that's one of the issues, really, I think, on Nintendo platform, that third parties are so bent on not releasing certain games on Nintendo platforms that it ends up cultivating those audiences or crowds on other systems. And basically, so for example, let's say if it was a shooter, most people are going to be like, well, I'm going to play a shooter on Xbox or PlayStation. And that's not because there's not people that like shooter games on Nintendo systems. It's mainly because you don't release any. If you release more shooters on Nintendo systems, there'd be more shooter fans. So it's a good thing. I think it would have been better to probably have Death Stranding 1 and 2 both on there, but like beggars can be choosers. It's a good step in the direction anyway. Next up, we've got some more GameCube classics. Personally, I haven't played any of the GameCube games on the classic the service yet. Mainly because I think the only one I was really interested in before was Wind Waker HD, and I love that game. I wish that I could actually play that version on the Nintendo Switch too, but GameCube classics are literally the classic version of the game, so it is what it is. With that GameCube game that we're dropping, he Beat 'em Up said it was Pokémon Colosseum. Again, that's a nothing announcement for me. I don't think he mentioned any other games besides Pokemon Colosseum, so I think they'll be drip feeding the games onto the service as normal. I think that's probably the one thing that Sony beats Nintendo on, is actually releasing a constant supply of games onto their like classic or their like legacy service. But it is what it is again. Next up, talking about Pokemon Colosseum, it is interesting that the Pokemon Presents is scheduled for July the 22nd, and normally in Pokemon Presents you'll get some announcements there as well. So it is possible that the Nintendo Direct either happens just after the Pokemon Presents, so that they can kind of like link their announcements together, or it could be just before. Who knows? Next, we've got another port. This time is Witcher 3, Nintendo Switch 2 edition. This time with cross-save and cross-play. This one isn't that big of a surprise. There has already been some rumors about an updated version appearing on the Xbox and PlayStation systems. So this one is a sound port as well. Personally, I have never played any of the Witcher series games, so it's not really an interesting announcement for me. But I'm pretty sure there's quite a lot of Witcher fans, or Witcher 3 fans in general, on the Nintendo system. Okay. The next one is a bigger deal. Metroid Prime 4 will finally have a release date. I'm hoping that this is backed with a cool trailer that will show a lot more about what's new on Metroid Prime 4, similar to how Donkey Kong literally like blew everything up with that dedicated direct. So I'm really hoping to get wowed. I'll still be buying this release of Metroid Prime 4, but I'm hoping that they actually push the genre a bit further. That's what I'd like to see. And lastly, we've got the one more thing announcement that Nintendo normally always leaves at the end of the direct, and it turns out we're going to get Animal Crossing in 2026. This is a great announcement. Animal Crossing was one of the best-selling games on Nintendo Switch, so it makes complete sense that they would release a new version in 2026. I think the only thing with this announcement, I hope that there is more. Specifically, I want a Megaton announcement for this holiday season. Currently, we've got a couple of games. I think about 5 or 6 Nintendo Switch 2 games still to be scheduled. So we've got Drag X Drive. Not really interested, but that's a digital game. Then we've got Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. We also have the Pokemon game, but I kind of keep that separate. And then we've got Hyrule Warriors. That one I'm actually excited to play, especially on Nintendo Switch 2, where the frame rate will hopefully keep up a bit better. And we've also got Kirby Air Riders. Kirby, haven't played it on GameCube, but because of Sakurai, I'll be there day one. And I think, am I missing any other games? Yeah, we've gone Kirby Air Riders, Splatoon Raiders, that never had a date, so I will assume that is a 2026 game. So out of all these games, there isn't really like a Megaton game for this holiday season. So this is what I'm kind of hoping, that it isn't just this. For all the announcements in this rumor, I'm hoping we get a bit more. I don't think it's going to be 3D Mario, but something along that line would be really cool to have for this holiday season. It doesn't even have to be a first-party game. We've had some banger third-party exclusive games as well that are released on previous Nintendo systems. So I'm hoping that there will be also one more announcement after the Animal Crossing game. But yeah, that's all for today. Thank you for watching. Also, comment down below, what game you're most hyped for. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a nice day. Cheers.